Hi everyone, it's Giselle with a message for today, and today I want to talk about the intense new moon eclipse energies that have come through, and I can feel them very strongly. I'm sure many of you will as well. And I wanted to share my personal breakthroughs and epiphanies that have really helped to clarify a lot of stuff that I previously kind of knew the answer to, but I'm now even more clear about, particularly the need for separation and the appreciation for separation and the gratitude for separation. I know a lot of us, especially at the beginning of our journeys, get so angry and frustrated. Like, why can't we do this together? Together we are stronger, together we are better. Why can't we do this together? And I totally get it. I was right there, and I understand completely how frustrating and lonely and discouraging it feels. But I'm hoping that through sharing my epiphany and my story, it will help you to understand and also get that clarification on why separation is such a common pattern in twin flame journeys and why it's a necessity, it's a blessing in disguise. So, if you've been following my previous videos, you may have seen the one I posted yesterday about the new moon energies, bringing past people out of the woodwork, and how your knee-jerk reaction is very telling of your growth and tenacity, and how no one from my past can trigger me anymore. They may have been able to before, but now I'm just thinking, I feel bad for you, you know? Don't even consider my feelings. I just feel a bit sad, the fact that you haven't been able to move on. I clearly want nothing to do with you and you're still persistent. I mean, seriously? So it's that kind of reaction, whereas before it would have been, oh my God, call the police, I'm freaking out, I don't want anything to do with this person, they're probably going to come out and do something bad. But now it's just like, I pity you. I feel sorry for you. Seriously, I hope that you can move on one day, because this is not it. So that was kind of, in a nutshell, the previous energy that I dealt with yesterday. So then this morning I got to thinking, not that I was curious or anything, because if I wanted to know exactly the motives of these people, I'd just do a reading on them, but I don't need to read them because I don't want to. I'm not interested. It's not worth my energy, because readings, they take up energy, and they take up me going into that person's energy and mental space, feeling their feelings, going through their emotions. I don't want that. So that's why I don't do a reading. It's not worth my time. It's not worth my energy. No, I'm just leaving that be. But I got to thinking, why are these people now showing themselves so prominently? There must be more than just them wanting to reconnect. I mean, there's got to be more of a reason to this whole thing. And I realized that there's a link between the people who have shown their interest. And these were people that I've dated in the past who I now realize have a pattern in common. Some were worse than others, clearly. I'm still friends with one of them, the other one very much not. I would never want to be friends with one of them ever again. But the one I am friends with, I can still see very, I don't know, they show me a lot of stuff that karmic relationships go through, and it gives me more of an understanding of the other party. And I find that useful to be able to help others who are in situations where they're just not understanding why certain things have to happen the way they do. And to be fair, this person, you know, is worth being friends with, so it's fine. But yeah, the other one, just like, oh God, no. I had a comment of a lady that posted on my previous video saying that she had the same situation, someone very abusive and violent, and they would give her nightmares before, but now she just thinks they're pathetic, and I feel exactly the same. No more nightmares, no more freaking out, just feeling like this person is just sad, you know? But I got to thinking, why are these people so prominent? And it's because they have this thing in common where they take credit for my accomplishments. And it's so weird, because I could never, you know? It would be like you coming to me for healing and me giving you coaching and readings and then saying, oh, because of me, you're where you're at. You know, how egotistical and disgusting is that? I wouldn't take credit for your work. Yes, you may have, you know, gotten a few tools and a little bit of help from me, but that doesn't mean that I can now take credit for your hard work. Of course not. And I just don't get how these two guys think that that's cool. It's not. It's disgusting, you know? I know one of them helped to get me into university and, you know, they drove me to the building. And because I was quite nervous, they went in with me to help enroll and stuff like that. But that doesn't mean that you can take credit for my degree and for me having studied 3 years to get that degree. And then years later, when I am actually not with them anymore and going for a second degree, taking credit for that as well? Are you joking? And then the other one, you know, very much the same. Wanting to take credit for me having a better life just because they helped me move to a different area. Yeah. Yes, you may have been helpful at the time, but everything I've done after that is all me. It's nothing to do with you. And I would have found a way to do and get what I wanted, whether it was you or someone else or something else. It doesn't matter. It's absolutely crazy. It would be like, I'm just giving an example, my sister wanting to move over and, you know, me facilitating that for her, and then just me taking credit for all the successes that she will gain later on in life because I've helped that initial step of her moving over. That's ridiculous. Absolutely. Anyway, this is the breakthrough that I had, and then I realized that separation on the twin flame journey has been a blessing in disguise. And I can totally empathize with people saying to me, but we would do so much better together because together we are stronger. Why can't we work through all our issues together instead of separately? But the reason why separation in twin flame journeys is so common is because we need to find that strength and independence and self-love within us first so that we don't repeat the same patterns. And I don't doubt for one moment, I would never think that my beloved would ever take credit for anything like that. Ever. I don't think he's that person. I know he's not that person. But now through separation, I see for myself without a doubt that the pattern is broken, you know? And that he is in awe of me and proud of me for achieving everything on my own. My business I set up whilst in separation had nothing to do with him. Yes, he inspired me to do better and work on myself, which therefore triggered me setting up a business. But he couldn't take credit and would never anyway. But he, you know, this is something that I needed to break for myself, a karmic cycle I needed to break for myself, even though it had nothing to do with him, even though I know he would never take credit for something like that. But I had to see it for myself with my own two eyes, that I could do it on my own, completely independently of anyone. You know, my businesses are mine, and I have broken through the cycle of people taking credit for things. And I know it's, to some, maybe a seemingly trivial or silly thing, but to me it's a big deal, because all throughout my life I would hear, even from parents or teachers, and it would frustrate me to no end, this kind of behavior of, oh, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be here or you wouldn't have this. But it's like, even, when you're a child, I don't understand why they treat you like you should know better or have some sort of gratitude. Oh, at least you're not on the street. But as a child, you don't expect to be on the street. You don't expect any bad things to happen to you, and you only expect the very best. This is why we're getting so beaten down in life, is because people start to treat us like life should be terrible, and it shouldn't at all. Life should be good. But people just don't see that or give you that. It's like, oh, you're acting entitled, but it's like, but I'm a child. I don't know any other way to be. When I'm born, I expect to be fed, clothed, and loved. I don't expect to be shunned and starved and to not have a roof over my head, It's crazy how this world turns you into, I don't know what to even call it. I'm sure you know what I mean. And we need to get back to that sense of, yes, it is my right to be healthy and wealthy and happy and loved, because it is. We didn't come here to be miserable and have insufficient funds in our accounts and all of that. It isn't. We're here to come back to our power, and I'm grateful for separation. I appreciate separation because I've learned how to stand on my 2 feet, accomplish amazing things. I never would have accomplished these in my past relationships. Forget setting up my own company with those 2 exes. My God, well, they would have taken credit for my companies. They went, oh well, if it wasn't for us, blah blah blah. But no, I set these up on my own, completely independent of anyone, through the blessing of separation on my twin flame journey. And now my twin flame's so proud. And quite shocked when I told him the first time, but I know that I had to do this on my own, and I'm proud I did. And I appreciate the separation process. I've learned so much. And whilst people say, I wish we could do things on our, not on our own, together, because together we are stronger, I understand and completely appreciate your standpoint. But really, if I could choose to do it all over again, do it separately or with him, with my beloved, I would still do it separately, because I've learned invaluable, amazing lessons that I may not have learned. Because in all honesty, if he was with me the entire time, I would have put him first, because that's just me, stupidly selfless to the point that I just don't consider myself of very much importance at all. And it wouldn't have helped. I would have just followed him wherever he wanted to go, done everything for him, and never really focused on myself, and that would have been horrendous. Really, in hindsight, I'm grateful for things having turned out the way they did. And now that we're both successful, we can come together harmoniously and not lacking or doubting or carrying old karma and baggage with us. This is broken, and I'm so free and happy. And I wanted to share this story so that it can help any of you who feel that way. It doesn't necessarily have to be exactly this story either. You can have a ton of different circumstances, but you will probably notice a pattern. Why have I dated the same people? Different looking people maybe, but same character, same egotistical behavior. And this is kind of clarified to me so much, and I'm grateful for this. And I truly feel, as soon as I hit that epiphany, that karma just broke. It just broke into a million pieces, and I don't ever feel I'm going to be in that cycle ever again. Just like yesterday, when I posted that video about that ex wanting to reconnect, and my initial reaction before would have been one out of terror and dread. Now I'm just like, no, you are insignificant. I have no feelings, good or bad. I just think I feel sorry for you if you still can't move on after all these years. Good Lord. God help you. I hope you find someone, but it's not going to be me. And it felt freeing because that wheel shattered and broke and will never, ever, ever cycle for me again. It feels freeing to be free from all these karmic cycles, to finally realize my power and my worth and my truth. It feels so good. And things that I thought were horrible and, separation particularly, I thought, well, why do we need to go through this? It's horrible. I just wish I could just be with you. Now I'm grateful for it. Now I am so thankful because the lessons that I've learned are truly priceless. The fact that I have now got pretty much the life that I've always wanted but never thought I could have. I remember being envious of someone who had a sales job at 30K. But now with my own business, I have the potential to earn double that. Why limit yourself when you are limitless? Separation is a blessing in disguise. Use this time, if you are in separation, as a time of getting exactly the life that you're wanting, rather than chasing that person, wanting to be with them and making them the center of your universe. Yes, I love my beloved with all my heart and soul, but he's not the center of my universe. I am. And he perfectly fits into my universe because he complements me. But if we weren't in separation and we could have just had a normal relationship, quote unquote normal, I would have chased him around the world. I would have been selfless and always putting him first, doing everything for him, never thinking to set up my own business, because I would have just been happy. But that's not really what these relationships are for. They are meant to break boundaries. They are meant to release past karma. I'm sure this karma has been with me for lifetimes and lifetimes. Finally broke free. I am so fortunate that I was in separation. And I never thought I would say these words, because before I was heartbroken, I was sad, I was down, I was miserable. But it was worth all of the heartache, all of the pain, all of the anxiety, all of the sadness, because it pushed me out of myself. It pushed me out of that person that would play not second fiddle, but like that would always put someone else first and would never give to herself what she really needed. And through the separation, the isolation, I began a journey of truly loving myself. What do you do when you love yourself? You give yourself the life that you want. What did that life look like for me? It's having my own business. It's sharing my gift with the world, including people on my YouTube channel. It's getting friends that are accepting me for truly who I am. The most unlikely of friendships. When I first started work in the location where I was, I didn't think to make friends with the friends I have now, because on sort of looking at the surface, on a shallow level, you would think, well, they've got nothing in common. One of my friends is 15 years older than me. So what would I have in common with a 50-year-old lady? A lot, it turns out. She's one of my closest friends, And then my other friend, on a surface level, you would think, yeah, she just doesn't look like she would be into anything that I would be interested in. But we have so much more in common than you would initially realize, and our friendship runs so deep. I've never had a friendship like that, where we express how truly we complement each other's lives and have made each other's lives so much more beautiful just through knowing each other. And this is what you give to yourself when you truly love yourself. You give yourself the life you want, the friendships you want, the relationships you want. And this is why separation is truly a blessing. Maybe a blessing in disguise initially, but eventually, once you realize the blessing and the valuable lessons that it holds, you are going to accept it with open arms and love it. I used to hate it. I will admit, I used to hate separation. Oh my God, I hate that word. Oh my God, I hate the word divine timing. Oh my God, it would just really, wind me up to no end. But now, this epiphany has been so beneficial to me. And I hope that through me sharing my story, it gives you that clarity too. And that you may be seeing examples in your life where you gain that clarity as well. So I thank you all so very much for watching. And I was thinking about setting up a different channel more geared towards spiritual coaching. I was contemplating that before, but I never really knew what to make it about. I know I have another channel, Giselle Spiritual Coach, which just has a few meditations on that some of my clients use through my, my spiritual coaching business, which is the website that you access anyway to buy readings and stuff from me. But it's not focused on twin flames at all. It's for everybody who is in need of intuitive readings to help them on their spiritual path, really. But I was thinking, I want to set up a channel to help empower particularly women, because I've noticed a lot of my clients have gone through very similar things as me. A lady left a comment yesterday on my video saying about how she had to go through a very violent, abusive relationship. And I think there are so many women who could benefit from gaining spiritual advice rather than just going through therapists or counselors, because, I didn't really gain the insight I needed from counseling myself after I had gone through my really traumatic breakup, because they just don't approach it from a spiritual point of view. And I feel that that is very lacking and very needed. And I was thinking that that's something that may benefit people. So I'll let you know if I think I will do it, actually. I'm being pushed to do it, so I think I will. And I'll let you know the name of my channel, and if you wanted to view my videos. It won't be about twin flames. It won't be about intuitive readings as much. It will be more about coaching and sharing tips and, ways of getting out of breaking cycles, basically, and empowering yourself, being the divine feminine goddess that you are, and not being beaten down or feeling lack of self-love. It's really to help you embrace yourself, love yourself, become the best version of yourself, whatever that may look like. And it's going to focus more on the coaching side rather than the intuitive reading and mediumship and all of that. So if you're interested, I would be happy to know your opinion. Do tell me. Also, this is my final day of the new moon offers. Basically, you can get 33% off if you buy 3 readings, healings, or coaching sessions. You pay for 2, you get 1 free. They're still at my old prices, whereas now my prices have changed. If you look at my website, my prices are now a little bit more increased since the 1st of July. But this is your final day to get them at my old prices and at a 33% discount. So if you're interested, all the details are in the link below, because this is a YouTube only offer. So it's not going to be on my website. And I thank you all so very much for your support. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.